right now. I'm going to replay, observe the way he introduced himself as a newsreader.
Tonight, Facebook under fire, the scathing whistleblower testimony on Capitol Hill. The former insider telling
Straight
Congress
away,
Facebook harms children,
give
weakens
you the
democracy,
headlines.
and puts profit before people. The ultimate blame, she says, lies with CEO Mark Zuckerberg. How the social network is responding. It comes a day after the worst outage for Facebook in 13 years. What the company now says caused it. Also tonight, the state of emergency in California over the oil spill disaster. What divers discovered, a 4,000-foot section of pipeline knocked out of place with a gash over a foot long, spewing oil. And growing questions. Why did it take nearly 12 hours after the first report to launch a response? Johnson & Johnson officially seeking FDA booster shot authorization. How soon could it come? The scare outside the Supreme Court. Police pulling a man out of a suspicious SUV. Charges he faces. The sexual misconduct scandal rocking the National Women's Soccer League. The players speaking out to NBC News after a coach is fired. What they're demanding now. Record shipping backlogs and the impact on holiday shopping.
This is NBC
This is
90
the introduction
News with
part.
Lester Holt.
Good evening. The day after that worldwide outage reminded us just how powerful Facebook has become. A company with...
Okay, I'm going to stop right here and I'm going to share with you another one. This is the talk show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you tonight from a room full of warriors. Heroes, survivors, forget World War II. This is the greatest generation because yesterday, every single person in this room had to dig down deep within themselves and find the strength to make it through Facebook's 6-hour worldwide outage.
Look at that. He is so enthusiastic, right or not? Compared to the newsreader, and this is the talk show, they're wearing the same outfit. I mean, almost the same. Okay, they're wearing one suit, but the behaviors changes, correct? Ambika, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Ramzan.
All right, so the behaviors changes. All right, so I'm going to show to you one more video. This is a serious news by this female presenter.
Trump aides and staffers to turn over documents and a potential legal battle brewing with the
Observe how she
president
talks
himself. The
to
January
her
6th Select
colleague
Committee is plowing
at the
ahead
site.
in its investigation into the Capitol insurrection. Politico is reporting that the committee interviewed a key figure in Donald Trump's pressure campaign to get the Justice Department involved in his push to overturn the results of the 2020 election. That's former DOJ second in command, Richard Donahue. As we've reported before on this broadcast, Donahue took extensive notes on a call from December 27th between Donald Trump and then acting AG Jeffrey Rosen, in which Trump tried to get DOJ to declare the election results fraudulent. Joining our coverage, MSNBC contributor Eugene Daniels, White House correspondent and co-author of Politico's
This is the
Playbook.
reporter on site.
Tell me about this reporting.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing that we know is that they are talking to any and everyone, or trying to talk to any and everyone. The things that they're hearing from Donahue are things that we've seen in reporting already, right? Where what was President Trump doing? How far was he willing to go? And I think that is what the Democrats on this committee are so concerned about and so interested in finding out the information for. And something that is, when it comes to whether or not people are going to come, you talk about people like Meadows come and actually tell. But Republicans actually had concern about this lasting into 2022. But if they don't come and speak, then this possibly could, because you have to go to court and continue to fight on these subpoenas.
Eugene, stay with us. I want to bring into our conversation Congressman Joe Neguse of Colorado, member of the House Judiciary Committee. Politico's reporting on this is fantastic, but
Okay, that's all I'm going to share for now. So I hope you can see the difference between each and every videos that I shared with you, okay? Because what was it is actually to prove to you every single person on set, even the one at the studios, comparing the one at the site, comparing when you have a guest throughout your live session, okay? That makes the difference, the changes in terms of your behaviors as the one that presenting. You see, when I put the first video as a news reader, it is not introducing much about themselves. It's only like 0.01%. Okay, and in fact, the reference was made to him, the first video clip, if you can recall, okay, not he himself introduced himself. All right, even the back voice was like, you are with Ramzan right now on BBC News, example. And he straight away jump in and they change the visual, they portray them, they show you the newscasters and then they straight away goes to the headline. So now from there, I want you to realize now, when you are presenting the news, when you are a reporter presenting some news, it is not about you. It is more about the audience. They needed to hear what is important in that news. Are we all clear? Okay. You see here, yesterday, I managed to jump into your few session earlier, yesterday during Intan session and also Zaira session. Some of you have this concern about how do you want to, not showing your biasness in you. How do you want to cover if you don't like that news, if you don't like that politician? However, you need to cover both stories, right? Right now, you need to realize, as a media person, you have to be neutral. You cannot be biased in any side. Okay? Neutral means you're delivering the news on behalf of the people. It is not because I don't like this person, I don't want to cover the news. I like this person, I cover this person more. It's not about that. Because when you enroll or embark yourself into professionalism, it is the people that is important right now. But you play a big role. You are much more important than the audience. You see, it's a little bit contradictory from what I'm saying, but I want you to realize that the matter of fact that you need to present your news accordingly, correctly. So with that video clip that I've shown you, we will revisit after you learn all the proper technique, that now you only watch the news, right? And you'll be seeing only one of the good presenter are presenting the news. Oh, that one, he is so natural. Okay, he's been doing the reporting for quite some time, maybe. So to you, it's just a news. To you, they are presenting a good presenter. Okay, they present themselves in such a way that you thought they are very good, they are perfect. But it takes a lot of effort to be like them. It takes a lot of effort to produce or to share your news, your content with your audience. So we're going to be like them. Today, all of you going to be like them. Going to be like some of us. Okay, whoever your idols are. Right now, from this moment onwards, I want you to picture yourself as a newscaster already. I want you to picture yourself as a reporter already. Now, do not misjudge yourself. Okay? Don't say, oh, I don't think I can be a newscaster because I'm like this, I'm like that. No. In the news world, in the reporting world, we are not looking at someone like a Miss Universe or Mr. Universe. Understand? Okay? But we present ourselves presentable enough to convince people with our skill and our knowledge. All right? Anyone can be a newscaster. Anyone can be a reporter. However, what makes you different? That is the thing that we are going to talk about today. Okay, I'm going to emphasize more on your soft skill, your interpersonal skill, rather than just your outlook. Okay, but the outlook, we can correct it with a lot of ways. Number one, your makeup for ladies. Number two, your outfit. Okay, for gentlemen, you can also use or select the correct outfit. Okay, it depends on you, how you want people to perceive you. Are we all clear? Okay, I have to go a bit slower in this space. Will that be okay for you guys? Because I'm afraid the lagging, if I'm too fast, what's going to happen? You won't catch the last word. Okay, so I detected a few lagging moment on my side as well. So I believe that is the hiccups or challenges that we have to face when we are doing this online. So bear with me, okay, on that. Okay, now I'm going to start sharing with you my slide. So don't forget to have fun with me today. Like I said, I've been seeing a lot of people are using the emoticon, and thank you so much for that. I love that kind of interaction. Can you see my slide now?
Yes,
Okay,
Mr.
great.
Ramzan.
Right, your thumbs up shows that you can. Okay, thank you, Ambigai. Now we are going to start a session of the power of authoritative voice. Now, most of you thinking that I need to have his voice. I want to have his voice. I want to have a newscaster voice. How come some of you have that kind of voice? You are born with it. Not necessarily. I have seen a person who have a very small voice when they are using their throat, when they are talking in a normal situation. They don't use their diaphragm. The diaphragm is actually from your stomach or from your tummy or from your belly. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to use that voice, all right, instead of using your throat voice. Yesterday, Intan showed you some example. Can you share the difference from my voice right now? If I'm using the throat, this is going to be like. But because I'm used to use my diaphragm, so my voice become bold, become rounded, become more bass, but I injected more power to it. How? With a little bit of techniques. Okay, that is the thing that I'm going to share with you today. All right. So now, before we begin, can you see me on the screen, or
Sorry, Mr. Ramzan. The line is.
you just see my slide? Do you see me? The line is breaking. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you see me now? Can you
Yes.
see me?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to start this simple exercise with all of you. Okay. I want you to unmute yourself. I want you to unmute yourself. This exercise is teaching you. We begin with the exercise. It's still early in the morning. Okay. I want you to feel the heat a little bit before we even begin. I want you to start using your voice from your diaphragm. Can you all hear me?
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Don't mind if it's froze as long as you can hear me, okay? All right, now, get ready. You need to sit upright. Do not slouch. Sit upright, okay? When you sit upright, your buttock should be behind, pushed behind, towards the end of your seat. Your tummy will be in forward a little bit, okay? It's going to be like an S shape. The letter S shape. And then your shoulders straight, relax. Okay, put your hand on the table or maybe on your lap. Now you're going to practice this exercise with me. The word is ga, ga, ha. Okay, now first I'm going to use the normal throat voice. Ga, ga, ha. It be sounded like that. Now, when I use the voice from the diaphragm, you'll be sounding this way. Ga, ga, ha. How do you know that you are using your diaphragm? When you mention ga, your tummy is full of force. You need to hold your belly. Then you need to project your voice. Ga, ga, ha. In the count of 3, everybody will do this, okay? Hand ready on your tummy. Okay, everyone. Now, with the count of 3, 3, 2, 1. Ga,
Ga.
ga,
Ga.
Ka.
ha.
Ha.
Repeat. Ga,
Ha.
ga,
Ga.
ha.
Ga.
Ha.
Repeat. Ga,
Ga.
ga,
Ga.
ha.
Ha.
You need to do this exercise right now with me. Don't wait. Because if you wait, the opportunity will not come twice. Yesterday, somebody mentioned that. Grab this opportunity right now. Okay, I want you to try now. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. I can't see you. You only see me doing all those funny stuff. It doesn't matter. This is the practice that we want to have authoritative voice. Part of it. Just part of it. Okay, one more time. Ka, ga,
Ka.
ha,
Ga.
Ka.
Ha.
Ga.
ga, ga,
Ha.
ha.
Ga.
Very good. I can hear some of you. Ha. Ha means it's already come from the diaphragm. Now, can you all say hello?
Hello. Hello.
That is the
Hello.
throat talking. How
Hello.
about
Hello.
make it bigger?
Hello.
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 Sharp.
Hello.
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 Hello. Hello.
Make sure your tummy are moving. Otherwise, you are
Hello.
using your
Hello.
throat.
Hello.
Don't say hello. Hello. Don't say like that. You need to
Hello.
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 It
Hello.
has to
Hello.
come from your diaphragm.
Hello.
Everybody fine with that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Now, another problem for some of us, we normally use our nasal, especially when we say the words from M sound, like mine, money, matters, And some of us have the tendency to use the nose, to use the nasal most of the time. So when you use your nose more than moving, it sound be like
Mr.
this. Can you hear
Ramzan,
my sound?
sorry.
Yes?
The line is breaking again.
Am I doing okay now?
Yep. Now it's okay.
Okay, should I repeat on the nasal sound, the M?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
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 Now, some of us are using nasal. Okay, so the problem when you use nasal most of the time, you'll be sounded this way. Money, matters. If I use my nasal most of the time, this is going to be sounded like. Is it funny? Does it sound funny? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
How are we going to minimize that? The nasal sound is actually a good sound that makes your tone become warmer, that makes your tone become nicer and pleasant to hear. So what we're going to do is, we're going to do some exercise with your diaphragm and your nasal. Okay, earlier you learned the diaphragm. Now you're going to learn the nasal. You need to exercise this word. For as long as you can. And then you change the vowel. From small to bigger voice. When it comes to bigger voice, you are using your diaphragm. Okay, so you are mixing your nasal with your diaphragm voice. Okay, change the vowel. You are mixing that again. What else do you have? Me, ma, mu. All that to exercise your nasal. Okay? One last thing that I want to share with you sake, okay? A, E, I, O, U, your facial instrument, okay? To exercise your cheek, to exercise your lip. You do not want to be flutter. You do not want to fumble when you mention certain word. So what you're going to do is, you do this. A, E, O, U. You're going to be laughing at my face, right? Please don't do the exercise in front of everybody. You need to do this exercise when you are on your own. But you can look at yourself and laugh at yourself, not a problem. But as for me, I have no choice. I have to show you my ugly side in order for you to learn the right technique. Okay? Okay, now everybody do this. A, E, O, U. All the funny face. You need to keep on repeating that in order for you to open up all this muscle, because all this is your instrument for you to smile, for you to show your angry mode, for you to show some seriousness. This is your asset. This is your instrument. Your voice, your throat, your mouth, your nasal, your diaphragm. And your facial expression comes along with your eyes, your lips movement, your eyebrow, your eyes itself. When you're looking at someone, if I stare at you, you're going to feel intimidated. But if I look at you natural way, not to put so much of stress, that makes you feel comfortable. So all these instruments that you need to realize and identify first, then only you will be able to utilize all these and put into practice and make use of it. Okay, are we all clear so far? So I'm going to repeat what I just told you. First, you need to do the exercise of diaphragm. Ga, ga, ha. Next one, you keep on repeating that. Next one, you're going to exercise your nasal. Ma, 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 ma. Mi, 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 mi. Mo, 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 mo. All the way until you finish all your breath. You need to do it in one breath, like first consonant A, E, I, O, U, ma, and then the other vocal me until you finish your breath. Okay, that one is also to exercise your stamina when you want to do a long reporting or when you want to read the news in a long without any voice recording or something like that. All right. So one last one is to exercise your I, E, O, U, I, E, O, U, I, E, O, U. This is to open up all the facial muscle in order for you to practice or exercise before you start your presentation. Okay, you see, you must be wondering now, am I learning how to sing? You see, not only singers exercise, even for us presenters, like I mentioned, the one that you see on the screen is the finished product. Okay, the one that you see on the screen is ready product. Okay, you as the product, okay, marketed by all the media. Now you are ready. In order for you to be ready, there are a couple of things that you need to be prepared. One of it is the exercise. You're preparing yourself, right? Second thing is your outfit, your outlook. Okay, nowadays with all the technology, you have all the makeup, easy access. Now comes the question, oh, it's okay because the people on television, they have their makeup artists. Okay, they don't have to pay for it. Now I don't have money. Now, how to ensure you appear good without using any money or maybe a little of investment to buy the makeup, right or not? Can you learn to put the makeup on you? You have a lot of choices in the market, a lot of look that you want to appear to be. You see, you want to look good. If you want to be pretty, you take a look on one person that she is pretty. What is the effort that she put in order for her to be pretty in your eyes? Okay, so you see, oh, she put a little bit of makeup here. She did something to her hair. Oh, she wear this kind of outfit that suits her. Now, look at yourself again. Where am I lacking? Oh, I don't want to use makeup. Oh, I don't want to invest a little bit on the proper outfit. I don't want to carry myself well. I want to slouch. I don't want to sit upright. I want to walk like a lazy people. I do not want to walk confidently. So comes again to your effort. Okay, that's one thing. All right, now makeup you can learn online. You can learn from YouTube. Okay, today you try on, the result is not as good. Tomorrow you try another time, one more time, the result is better. Next day, not so good again. Practice, practice, practice until you can do it. Okay, that is in terms of look. Outfit, you can get the outfit everywhere now. Okay, look at people how they carry themselves. Look at the one that you think, wow, this person, the outfit is good. So therefore, you need to follow the way. You need to get that person as your idol, and only you can. Why this is so important? Because let me share with you my own experience. In order for me to be a good newscaster, I have someone that I always refer to. And that someone, I don't have to know that person in person, because I use one of the newsreader from the USA. Okay, I always refer to how he present his news, and I want to be like him. So I started to copy, I started to follow, I started to improve myself. But at the end of the day, you become your own product, because I can never be that person, but I can be me
Sorry, Mr.
with a little bit
Ramzan.
of help.
Sorry to interrupt
Okay,
you.
so this is what I'm trying to say to you. Last time I'm not able to use the voice properly, correctly, but with the
Mr. Ramzan, can you hear
breaking again.
me?
Okay, yes, I can hear
The
you. Can
line
you
is
hear me?
breaking.
Can you hear me now?
We can actually hear you, but you're frozen.
But I froze.
Yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that. As long as you can hear me, if I'm froze, then I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next slide. This is when the hiccups that when we use the internet, right? Okay, never mind. Now let's jump into course objective. What is the objective of today? Is to deliver clear, fluent, and engaging news. Now, if you just read that word, it means nothing. But let's have a look on each and every one of them. What does it mean by clear? One person, I want one volunteer to just unmute yourself and tell me, what do you mean by clear? What do you understand by the word clear? How do you deliver the news in clear?
Easy to
Clear,
understand.
clearly. What is the word clear to you, means to you? Oh, easy to understand. Okay, what do you mean by easy to understand? How? Okay, not what do you mean. How do you want to make that news easy to understand? How? Tell me how.
Pronunciation.
Pronunciations.
Very good. See, you know it. When you look deeper into this word, clear means easy to understand. Easy to understand means your pronunciation, your articulation of the words. How are you going to ensure that you master that? Okay. All right. Move on to the next one, fluent. What does it mean by fluent? Because we have three important things here, clear, fluent, and engaging. Now, let's talk about fluent. What is fluent? Anyone?
Like your
Hello?
accent.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, Mr. Ramzan, we can hear
Come
you.
again? Okay, come again. What is fluent again?
It's a flow, the way you talk.
The flow.
Yeah, the smooth flow like that.
Okay. What do you mean by flow? You mean the flow, there is no fumble, no
Yeah.
hiccups, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So as a someone that, as a listeners, okay, you don't want any fumble, you want the fluency, right or not?
Exactly.
Exactly. Now, the question that I want to throw to you, how? What makes the news, what makes the presenter fumble? What makes that person, the news is not fluent? Tell me,
Because there
how?
might be
How are we?
some
Again?
there might be some certain words that we didn't know,
Yeah.
so
Not
we
familiar with
mispronounce it.
I'm hearing somebody. Okay,
It's
you were saying
Daniel.
that you need to do research. Can you repeat again? Can you repeat?
Daniel, could you repeat that again?
Okay. Can you all hear me right now?
Yes, Mr.
Yes,
Ramzan.
yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna off one of the device that I have here. I think maybe it consumed the internet, the line. So no worries. It's okay. I'm just going to refer to the laptop right now. Hopefully it gets better. Okay, so somebody was saying about fluent. What is fluent to you? Anybody?
Talking without
Nobody?
any disruption.
Any interruption, right? Okay, so therefore, how do you achieve the fluency? You need to practice. You need to study first maybe your script. Okay, if you're a news reader, you need to ensure that you know what is the script is all about. And if you are doing it in English, even you need to put more effort to it, because you need to ensure that all the words are familiar to you, because we do understand that we are not born in Australia or in America, for the matter of fact, but we need to ensure that we are familiar with the words. Then only you will avoid the fumble and so on, right? Okay, lastly is the engaging. What is engaging to you? What does it mean by engaging? It needs clear, fluent, and engaging news. Okay, the course
Participation.
objective today. What is engaging? Can you repeat?
Can you take your attention?
It's like what?
An attraction.
Attraction. Oh, wow. Very nice. Now, what do you think news attraction? What makes the news attractive? What do you think? What can you
The
give
newscaster.
in order for the people to get engaging or with you and attracted by your news?
Your intonation.
Oh, very good. Your intonation. Ah, that gives you a big impact. Intonation. What else?
The
What else that you think
styles.
can contribute? Yeah.
The rhythm.
Okay.
Newscast.
The rhythm. Okay, the rhythm is also called a pitching. Later we'll talk into that quite more detail, all right? So yes, I believe you have all the points with you, but when we talk about tone, which tone that we're going to use? We can just give the important point here. Tone. What kind of tone that we want to use? What is tone is all about? Okay, so today I'm going to give you all that information very shortly. Okay, now you know the objective is for us to deliver our news clearly, fluently, and engaging news. What does it take to have all these will be covered for today's session? Okay, learning objective is to identify the importance of delivering professional news. Bear in mind, we are the news people, we are the media people. We do not or we cannot afford to have bias in us. So we need to be very neutral because whatever party, whatever politics is going on, whether you are the government, whether you are the opposition, or whether you are someone that I don't like, to us, we need to cover both. So we need to cover all. So therefore, we need to be professional. That is why when you look at the newscaster, when you look at the reporters, you see sometimes they are just, delivering. They don't really bother to, show a different kind of face, or facial expression must be thrown in a very careful way. Your body language must be very careful because you need to be professional. Okay, later you need to utilize the techniques required to make a professional news that I'm going to share with you and demonstrate the good standard news. Okay, this is if you yesterday, like some of my colleague shared with you in RTM or from RTM and then moved to Media Prima. You see, every channel or every company, we have different standard that we call in-house style. So that in-house style will be utilized to ensure that you demonstrate the standard news delivery. Okay. Now, the course outline today is we are going to go through your pre-training assessment. This is going to be very interesting. And I'm going to highlight to you what this news is all about, the common errors in delivering news or reporting news, and of course, the techniques, the most important one in this training. And if we have time, we will practice right away. Otherwise, you will practice when the sessions end and utilize this and for the final, for the semi-final and final. Okay, assessment. I can do it right now if we have time. Otherwise, it will be assessed during your semi-final on the 21st. Okay. Now, pre-training announcement. What are we going to do now? Somebody is saying something? No? Ambigai? Okay, so we are going to announce now. Now, I want you to open your workbook, page number 11. Are you all hearing me right now? Can you give me a
Yes, sir.
thumbs up?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
great.
Yes, Mas
Now, turn
Ramzan.
your workbook to page 11. Turn your workbook to page 11. And I need 3 volunteers for this exercise. Okay? Can Ambigai help me to select the first one right away?
Sure, Mr. Ramzan. All right,
Okay.
any volunteers?
Yes, please unmute yourself. What is the name again?
All right, I guess we don't have any volunteers. Should I choose?
Yes, please choose. When we don't have a volunteers, we choose.
Yes, okay. Over here, I can see
Come on,
Nazira.
guys. grab this opportunity because this is only the best way to learn right now.
All
If I
right,
am
here,
here.
Lavinia has volunteered.
Okay, Lavinia, we give to the volunteer first.
Yes.
Lavinia, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Okay, Lavinia, I want you to read the first and the second paragraph now.
Okay.
Okay, I count 3, 2, 1. That's your cue. Okay, when I say cue, you're going to start reading. Is that okay?
Okay, but then I'm not very sure whether I'm looking at the same.
Okay, the title is Dewan Rakyat. Page 11, head is Dewan Rakyat.
Okay, hold on. Let me just.
Page 11. Okay?
All
All
right.
right.
It's National COVID-19 Immunization Program. Is it that?
No, I think maybe the pages are different from. No, I believe that I put the pages number 11.
Oh yeah, yeah. I found. Okay.
You
Yeah.
found it? Okay, head Dewan Rakyat. Now, 3, 2, 1, cue.
The implementation of the face-to-face classroom learning and home-based teaching and learning, or PDPR, on rotational basis is aimed at restoring students' morale. Senior Education Minister Dato Dr. Razi Judain said the move was following the difficult period faced by the country since 2020, which caused schools to be closed for a longer period. Dato Dr. Razi.
Enough. Only 2 paragraphs. Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay. How do you feel reading the news earlier? How do you feel reading that 2 paragraph? How do you feel?
I was not prepared, so it was
You
like.
was not prepared. What happened? What happened when you are not prepared?
So my words, I can't read with a good flow.
With a good flow. Okay, thank you so much for your volunteer. I loved it because we can discuss right away. So later we will revisit the script, all right? Now, thank you. I'm going to need the second person. Do not waste your time practicing the first 2 paragraph. I might choose a different news. Can I have the second person?
All right, sure. Now, Kim Zikri.
Okay, unmute your voice.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you very clearly. Very good. Thank you for volunteer. Now, I want you to read out for me the third and the fourth paragraph from Dato Dr. Razi. In 3, 2, 1, cue.
Dato Dr. Razi said the ministry was. Excuse me, again. Dato Dr. Razi said the ministry was aware that when schools reopened in March this year, parents and the community saw that the situation in schools was safe. However, after school hours were somewhat chaotic, besides there being problems of congestion. Just that paragraph.
The fourth one. Next one.
Oh, fourth, okay. He said the ministry then subsequently sat down to discuss the best approach towards the situation, especially taking into account the Delta variant, and came up with the idea of reducing the number of students by half.
Okay, what do you feel? How do you feel right now after reading the news? You fumble? You fumbled a couple of times. It was live. Yeah. When I say 3, 2, 1, cue, it was live, and you were like, Doctor, can I do that again? The whole nation, white, Malaysian, the whole Malaysia will see what you were doing, right?
Yes, true.
Yeah. Okay, how do you feel right now? You feel nervous?
Exactly, yeah.
Do you feel, is it fair for you? Not given a chance to practice and straight away go live?
Yeah, true. It's not fair.
It's not fair, right? You feel like, it's so troublesome, it's so difficult, right or not? When you are not prepared, this is what you face, right or not? Okay, next one, the third person.
All right, the third person, Nur Ashikin.
Okay, Nur Ashikin, unmute your voice.
Okay.
Okay, in 3. Okay, you're going to read the last 2 paragraphs, yeah? From he was responding. Okay, 3, 2, 1, cue.
He was responding to a supplementary questions from Bayan Baru MP Sim Zizin in the Dewan Rakyat on Thursday. He said the ministry will also provide a manual on the rotational learning and teaching (PDP) as a guide for headmasters, teachers and students, parents and guardians to ensure its smooth implementation when schools open from October 3.
Okay, how do you feel?
I feel like I want to fumble sometimes. Yeah.
To fumble, and you want to redo
Yeah.
again if possible, right or not? You want to make it perfect.
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
What is the difficult part right now? When you are reading the last two paragraphs, what is the most difficult part or difficult words that you found?
I find it difficult when there are lots of like headmaster, teachers, students, parents.
Oh, there's a lot of
Many
comma.
things.
There's a lot
Yes.
of comma, right? It's like,
Yeah.
what happened to your pitching? What happened to your tone? Then suddenly it's just, going haywire. You don't know which one to use. Your tonation, like, not correct. Correct or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about your Bayan Baru MP Simzazin? Are you sure you're pronouncing their names correctly? His name correctly?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Sure. But what if that person
Yeah.
listening to you and watching the news at that point of time? Okay, what is your full name, Norashkin?
My name is Nur Ashikin binti Abu Sama.
Okay, what if I say, according to one of the student, Norashikain, what do you feel? Your name's
Okay.
supposed to be Norashikin, right? But I say Norashikan.
Yes.
And you feel like, hey, that's not my name. You feel offended, right? And you feel
Yes, yes, of course.
it's your face, but different name or different pronunciation, because name is very personal to us. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
It's one of the things that we want to learn. Thank you so much for the
All
three
right.
of you. I'm
Thank you,
not judging you right now because, to be fair, I never share with you how the right technique, but I want you to feel, what if you just have to do it, or you just have to read the script without any preparation? See, the difference is when you don't prepare, when you don't put an effort, when you don't know the technique, that is the result. You fumble, you want to repeat again, you stop halfway, and you like, surprised, like so many comma. Oh my God, how am I going to read this? My tonation all not correct already, right or not? And you tend to like, let's finish these sentences quickly because I feel embarrassed to myself already. Okay, now bear in mind, sometimes we are human beings, even though we try to make things perfect, but we do tend to fumble at times because of the weather, sometimes because of other contributions. Okay, but what we are trying to do is we try our best to appear to be perfect, to deliver clearly, fluently, and engaging, and to ensure the receiver get what we want to tell them. Okay, all right, now thank you for the volunteers. How is it so far? How is it so far? Do you guys want more? Do you guys want to try? Anybody else want to try? Anybody else?
All right. Just now I saw one person with the name Miracle Heart raise his or her
Okay.
hand.
It's okay, Ambigai. I only need 3%, but next
All right.
time around, when I give you a chance, grab the opportunity, okay? Thank you. Thank you for the volunteer anyway, but you see what makes the feeling different when you try it yourself. When you try it yourself, then only you know, oh, next time I want to try it. Because if you don't try, you don't know how well you are doing, how well you are performing, okay? So the importance of you to grab the opportunity and try. This is what I want to implement as well. Okay, you need to be able to grab any opportunity in front of you right now and you see for yourself, how do you perform, whether you are doing it right or not. But if you just observe from the side, okay, it is the best way to become a critic or a person who like to critique or criticize somebody. Is easiest way. You just have to sit at the back and on the side and listen and know, oh, okay, the tonation is not so good. That person fumbled. Try it for yourself. That after all, this is why we are here today, right? But it's okay. It's okay. We're going to learn this through together. Okay. What is news? Yesterday, I believe one of my colleagues, Intan Azrina, has shared with you the detail of preparing the news. But today, in today's session, I'm just going to identify, in order for you to deliver the news, okay? What is actually news? Now, if you can check your workbook, you can use your workbook, okay? You can actually write in your workbook. You can take the important notes. This is for you. Okay, I've prepared this exclusively for you because sometimes, all right? And the script, prepared a couple of script. That one is the real news. It is not a makeup stories or it's not a fake news. Yesterday I was laughing when some of you were saying, what if you have to read the fake news? Now, for information, we don't read fake news, okay? We only read the real news. We have to ensure that that is the real news. Then only we tell our audience. We never read a fake news. Who will decide whether it's fake or not? That one is netizen. That one is us. Okay, we will say, that one is not true. This one is not correct. Oh, no, we don't want to follow this. That is why we have opposition. That is why we have someone who against the rules, because you assume. Okay, but to us, our news is always real news. Okay, bear in mind with that. You do not want to be reporting, creating a fake news. This is not entertainment line. This is not gossiping artists or whatever. You can make up a story in order for you to be somebody well known. But this is the real news. That is why we carry ourselves as professional as possible. Okay? Now, if I can get one of you to guess what is news is all about. Communicate, right? What are we communicating about? Tell me.
Something
What
that
are we
is
communicating about?
currently happening or about to happen.
Okay, that one is the incident, okay? But what type of news that we are actually presenting? How do we communicate to our viewers, with our audience? What kind of communication? Now, look at your, you can also refer to your workbook, the information, okay? We are giving them information. At the same time, we do have instruction news, meaning to say that we throw an instruction for them to follow, correct or not? Now, if any one of you can give me an example on information that we share when we watch the news, or maybe when you want to deliver the news. Now, as a listeners, what are the information that you think this person are telling me information? Any idea? Any
COVID-19 situation?
Yes. What about the statistic? That one is all information, right? We want to know how high is the numbers. Correct or not, Rizwan? Any other information that you receive from news in the form of information? Anyone?
Accidents number.
The number of accidents, especially during festive season, right or not? When they open the borders, everybody like going back to their hometown and there was an accident reported. So the information that we receive to create awareness, am I right? Okay, what about in the form of instruction? What do you mean by instruction? When we give them instruction in the news, any example?
About the education,
About the education, what is about the education?
like school reopening or the higher institutions.
Is that information or instruction? Can you identify that too? That one is information. But which one that comes or fall under instruction?
SOP. SOP.
Very good. In relation to your topic earlier, when you say, okay, the school is opening, but what is the SOP? All right, yes, we inform them the school is reopened, to be reopened on October 1st, but the SOP to be followed, half this, half that, wearing masks and all that. So at the same time, we are giving them an information and instruction. Definitely, when come to instruction, you need to be very, very clear, right? You need to ensure they know what they're supposed to do. It means that you carry a very big responsibilities. But if you just take it lightly, you just for the sake of reading your news, without segregating the information and the instruction, without changing your tone of voice, without changing your speed of your news, then people will not get it. People will think that, what was that again? I don't know, this newscaster is so boring. Or he's too fast, I don't understand. Because people at home are watching you. They are in their, ambience, good ambience at home, sitting down on their couch and waiting for you to tell them, there you go too fast, you go fumble here and there, and then that creates annoying to the listeners. So therefore, you need to be able to give the right momentum, the right tone, the right way of giving them the information and instruction. Now, in all the information, do you think all information is important? What do you think as a listeners?
No.
Okay, who is that?
Safura.
Safura, what is important to you when you hear the news? What is your interest? Which one that you want to hear the most?
Well, I want to know who is in the news and how it is happened and
Who is
why.
in the news? Like in
Like
what sense? Like politics?
yes, like
Politics.
yeah.
Okay, so if when come to sport, do you watch it or do you pay attention?
No,
Not really, right?
not
Because
really.
to you, sport is not important. This is not my interest. But I want to share the information about politics. Well, if I ask other people here, Ambigai, for example, maybe I can ask Diana or maybe some of your lecturer. Maybe their interests are different. Maybe they are more interested in Dr. Razi Jidin because they want to know when will the institution be reopened and what is the SOP to be followed. But when it comes to politics now, not really my kind of information that I want to receive. Correct? Okay, that is from the point of view of a listeners. But as for us, I want to prove a point again. Every information and instruction very important to us to deliver the correct way. Because you may not be interested, the other person will be interested. You may not interested in politics, the other person will be interested. So to us as a reporter, as a presenter, you need to realize this, that it is very important for them. Okay, not to us, it's about them. All right, the next one is to connect. Remember the word engaging that we discussed earlier. Okay, how are we going to entertain, okay, our viewers, our audience, is by influence, okay, by entertaining them by all your instruments. You have the good tone, you have the good outfit, you present yourself very well. That makes you want to watch the news. Once they are entertained with all your presentation, easily for you to influence them with the information, with the instruction. Because like I mentioned earlier, we're not displaying or delivering a fake news. We want them to believe the news that we told them. Okay, because there's so many news that actually important to the people. That is why news is played every day, is aired every day, because people want to hear, people want to know from us. So we need to be a very authoritative person and make them believe us. That is why the effort comes from us, the responsible come from us. Okay, now time check. 10:14. Can we have like 3 minutes break? Just 3 minutes for you to go and have a sip of water. Some of you want to go toilet, please go ahead. Okay, and come back. I'm going to be here. I'm not going to move anywhere, but only 3 minutes before we move on to the next slide. Can we do that?
All right, sure, Mr.
Just
Ramzan.
3 minutes. 3 minutes
Yes,
only for
3
you to
minutes
have a
break.
sip of water. Thank you.
All right, dear participants, you have 3 minutes for a short break now. We'll be back at 10:17.
Ambigai, is my line getting better when I off the other device?
Yes, Mr. Ramzan, it's better now.
It's better now, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
I apologize for the earlier breaking up, but did my voice also interrupted?
No, I think your voice was okay. Only your image actually froze a bit.
Okay, okay. That one, as long as they can hear me loud and clear, then at least the message. Sometimes we have to face this, when it comes to online presentation.
Yeah, these are the hiccups that we face.
Yeah. Okay, so I just simply give them an unofficial break because I do not want to be, holding on to go to toilet or maybe they are too intense, waiting for too long. But when they come back, then we can continue again.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah, sure, sure.
Unofficial break.
Besides, the weather is very cold today, so I guess maybe they need a toilet break.
Yes, yes. In fact, if I'm on the physical classroom, I also give a lot of breaks because I want them to have a break in between the information. Sometimes it can be very hard for them to digest. So with a little break, okay, maybe perhaps it gives them a clearer version. Um, How many participants altogether we have today?
All right. So far there are 61 in this meeting.
61 minus the.
But then it's including us as well.
That including all of you.
Yes, all of us, and there are also lecturers in this
Yeah.
webinar as well.
I've been informed. Yes. In fact, even the lecturer want to ask or want to throw some feedbacks or input, please. Okay, let's say if you want to participate as well, please do so, because sometimes you do have something in mind. So I'm very open about it. It's okay. And in fact, you, Ambiga, if you want to say something, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramzan. If I want to say something, definitely I will do.
Sure. Okay, 1.5 minutes.
So we have another 1.5 to go.
Yes. All of them are at home now, right? All of them.
Yes, most of them are at home.
Okay. So the movement are not so far, not too far from where they are, like they want to go toilet or they want to get water and so on. So
yeah, they are actually at the comfort of their own home. So
3 minutes should be fine. I have a thought about it. It's like if they are at the facilities, then 3 minutes is ridiculous.
it wouldn't be enough, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, 1 minute to go.
I guess those at home can get a cup of hot drink since the weather is quite cold outside.
Exactly. Normal hours at the facilities, normally you guys starting at 9 or much earlier than that?
Over here, we have flexible working hours. The earliest would be 7:30.
Wow. For the students?
But for the students, the classes will start at 8.
8, as early as 8.
Yes.
Huh? Okay, so 9 o'clock is actually a good allowance, 1 hour allowance for them.
Yep.
Yeah, because considering that they are at home, right?
Yes. Some of them might just wake up and then they are ready for
Yes.
class.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes they might only have one class for that particular day.
All right. Okay. Okay, so I hope everyone is back. Yes?
So, Mr. Ramzan, yes, thumbs up. So I guess they are back.
Very good. Okay, let me just continue with the audience feedbacks, okay? Now, we did the pre-assessment and you have tried to read the news. Some of you, even though you didn't get the opportunity back then, but just now you heard how your friend read the script. Yesterday, Zaira, when she said, you see, the different comparing reporters at site, you have to perform live is more natural. But when you have the script back in studio as a newsreader, it's much easier. Please don't have that in mind because it is not so easy. Because even though you have the script you can be reading like scripted. You see, you do not want to have that because you do not want to read the news. You are delivering the news. So therefore, even though you have script, you must be prepared with other instruments, your body language, your facial expression. Okay, if you are lacking of that, then you will hear all this comes from the feedback. Okay, so this is general feedbacks. One is loud and blur. Some of you, when you are reporting, especially not you, but I'm picturing all of you right now as a reporter and a newscaster as the beginning of the session, right? So some of you, when you are presenting outside, especially when you are on the side with full of people, crowded because of the elections and so on, you tend to shout. when you are shouting, you've forgotten that you have your microphone. Actually, the microphone is adjusted to your level and is already controlled at the studio. But if you appear to be shouting, people will be like, looking at you as so dramatic way. Okay, you are too cartoonish, or maybe you are too animated in order for you to deliver something. So try to keep that. Remember that you have your microphone, you have the instrument that they can control your volume. Okay, but it doesn't mean you cannot blend in with the situation. It's just that you do not want to be too loud, because sometimes it can be very blurrish. Okay, what other feedbacks that we heard from the audience is boring. This one back to studio, or maybe reporting in a quiet area, you are in a building, there you go, okay, we tossed it to you. Ramzan, please take over, and there you go, Ramzan over there will be, all right, I am now in Parliament, and it seems very quiet here, and we're still waiting for a couple more guests to come, and I think I just want to finish this moment. I have about half more minutes to go. Can you just take something else, because I don't know what to say? You see, it sounds so boring. And in fact, the newscaster in the studio, if you are just reading the script, okay, if you go on live or on air, hello, morning news with me, Ramzan Saufi. The implementation of the face-to-face classroom learning and home-based teaching and learning, or PDPR, on rotational basis is aimed at restoring students' morale. Senior Education Minister Dr. Razi Jidin said the move was following the difficult period faced by the country since 2020, which caused schools to be closed for a long period. You see or not? Effortless, without any pitching, very monotonous, very boring, and it makes you at home want to change to a different channel. Why? Because your attitude at a point of time. You see, the news can be plain, but how you deliver it will affect your audience. So your responsible is very heavy here. Next, this is also very common, especially when you want to deliver your news in English. Now, face the fact, we are not in America. We were not born in Australia. Even though I was studying in Australia, but if I want to use that accent, hey, how am I? Good morning, Mohd. Morning news with me, Ramzan Saufi. If I want to use that kind of accent here, you will be sounding, or I will be sounding like mimicking the Australian people. And it is so not natural. So what are we going to do now? You see, English, here in Malaysia, we learn the British English, but we don't follow the accent. We don't say British. We say British, meaning we are using the standard English. What happened when you are using too heavy accent? Because nowadays, everybody watch Netflix, right? So Netflix is actually a movie from America. So when it comes to American, they normally say fast. They don't say fast. But we here are using the standard British language, or British English, which we say fast. But when you say too fast, meaning you are mimicking American. Or some of you watch Filipino movies. Okay, the word R. Okay, they are emphasizing on the word R. Okay, people are particularly, so that will make your tongue twisted, because this is not how we learn. But as a news presenter or reporter, especially in English, try to remove all the accents and try to pronounce and articulate the words properly. Okay, so that you do not want to intimidate other people. We do have foreigners here in Malaysia, they watch the English news. But if we are trying trying hard to actually following the accents, that's going to cause that. Okay, as a person from there, the original country, they will feel like, what are you trying to do? Can you just speak normal English? So that is when
Mr. Ramzan, hello there. I think somebody accidentally mute you.
Was it from the very beginning?
Well, I think it was for about 10 seconds ago.
From heavy accents or from
Yes,
boring?
correct.
Okay, heavy accent. So I repeat the heavy accent, yeah? Okay, now when it comes to heavy accent, some of us, face the fact that we are not born in Australia or America. But sometimes we tend to use the accent, like American. See, they always say the words fast is fast. Okay, there are certain words that they use like R, they emphasize on R, like Filipino, because the Philippine people, they normally influenced by American accents. But here in Malaysia, or I would say in a professional way of delivering the news, if you are in Asia, we use a proper English word. Example, we don't really follow the accents, even though we are using the British English. Okay, the word fast, the word British, for us we say British, we don't say British, we don't say British. That one is all the accent. Okay, British people, they have their own accent. Okay, if I can share with you, last time when I was in Australia, when I was selling a kebab as a part-time job, so this one British man came to me and said, "Can I have a kebab with no lettuce, no tomato, and bottled water?" So this is the accents they are using. If I want to use that accent here, I don't want to have any lettuce, no tomato, and can I get a bottle of water with $1.20? So it shows like I'm trying to mimicking their accents, and it's not so nice. It's not so nice. Okay, so try to minimize the accents unless I'm going to give you a little bit of allowances if you were born in America, or maybe you studied there for a couple of years, you just got back last year, then you might have difficulties to remove the accents because you are used to that accent. Okay, that's fine. But if you are originally from here, try your best to remove all the accent, because like I mentioned, you do not want to appear to be like an Australian. You do not want to appear to be like an American or Filipino. You want to be you want to be professional. Okay. Now, what about too fast? If you are delivering the news too fast, what's going to happen to the listeners? Okay, they won't get you. They don't get you. What is the importance of the news? You want to deliver to them the information, and you want to deliver to them the instruction. Okay, and you want them to you want to influence them with all this information. So therefore, it cannot be too fast. Okay, but not too slow as well. When I was reading to you the slower version earlier, it becomes so boring. If it's too fast, it becomes so not understandable. Okay. Next, we have the body language. The slide not moving. How about on your side? Okay. Next, okay, poor pronunciation and articulation. This one again, back to the English language. Now, Ambigai, are you all here?
Yes, we are here.
You can hear me clearly, yeah? Because I'm sorry, I cannot see anyone here right now. I just can see my slide. So sometimes I need some interaction. Okay, so lastly is the poor pronunciation and articulation. Of course, back to English. Most of us here was not born in America or in Australia. We were not born in Caucasian family. So therefore, this one needed a practice, okay? Even me, myself, I made a mistake once in Bulletin Utama. I'm using this now for learning purposes. Okay, in fact, I know the pronunciation, but accidentally, because I'm not that familiar with the words, I know it. I know, right, I made that mistake. I know, that pronunciation, I don't think this is the right one. Because if you can, I don't know, maybe some of you have watched that goes on viral, which I don't really envy that, but we use it as a learning process. I once said the words wilderness, and I said wilderness. Okay, it's just a slip of a tongue because I was reading in Malay and suddenly the word pop up and I don't get a chance to study the script earlier. This is one of the factor. If I had the chance to study, probably I won't make that mistake. But however, like I said, sometimes things happen. Okay, so instead of saying wilderness, I said wilderness. And then right after that, after I finished that, before we move on to the next news, I was like looking at my partner and then I said, oh my God, I don't think that is the way we pronounce the words, but it's okay. Okay, I admit my mistake and we learn from that. So it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's just one mistake out of how many percent. And we learn better when we are making mistake, or we learn better from the mistake we had done. Okay, so therefore it's okay. Do not get affected by any negative feedback, but instead take it as a learning process. Okay, so that's one of the example. Now the common errors, of course, we just spoke about it. The language barrier. Our mother tongue language is Malay, so therefore English language can be very challenging to us. All right. Pronunciation again. All right. Even in Malay or in English, your pronunciation you must ensure. Okay, maybe some of us thought that, oh, Malay language is much easier. Not necessarily. Sometimes you tend to get confused when you get the words with E. I can share with you this one word that always disturbing me whenever it comes, okay? Berang or berang. I was like, berang or berang? When come to E, it's like berang or berang, berang or berang. It can give you confusion. You see, not only in English, what more in English? Because English, the way you pronounce it, the way you articulate it will give you a different meaning right away. Example, 3 and 3. If you say 3, but you meant the number 3, it's wrong. The one that don't understand other language, to them is like, okay, what are you talking about? You are talking about the number 3 or the pokok 3, something like that, yeah? Next, tone and manner. Okay, what is the common area when it comes to tone and manner? Any one of you can tell me what is tone, what is manner? Can any one of you tell me what is tone and why I put a slash there together with the manner? Any one of you want to try? What is tone, what is manner?
The way you say certain words, like
like example?
Macam nak cakap?
Try.
Tak boleh jam.
Jam. Okay, see the way you say it. The way you say it right now, don't mind me, I use you as an example right now. Rizwan, okay, now you were saying, macam mana nak cakap You see your tone suddenly becomes smaller and a little bit of laughter at the end of the, macam mana nak cakap it sounded a little bit of embarrassment there, am I right? That is the tone that we're talking about because your manner at that point of time, you felt a little embarrassed. You felt like I'm jammed with the words. So therefore, your tone can be heard. It's a little bit of laughter at the end of it. It's a little bit of laughter. You know what I mean or not? So it is related on the tone and the manner of yourself at that point of time. So what is your feeling at that point of time will affect the tone of your voice. If you want to display a very serious news, you want to throw out a very serious news, you cannot be laughing about it. There was an accident in between Myvi and Vios, and 3 persons died. What happened to my tone and my manner? Can anyone tell me? Is it correct tone? Is it correct manner?
Wrong.
Look at my face. Look at my face.
Wrong.
What is wrong there? What is wrong there?
Your smile.
Excited for death.
I was so excited for death, right or not? Without thinking the family members, the one affected. Like I said earlier, you may not interested in accident. Some people, oh no, I don't want to watch the accident news. This is not my things. But the family members hearing it, they felt offended. Are you happy one of my family members died in an accident? So you see the manner at the point of time is not correct. Maybe I was laughing with my partner. Yeah, it was so funny, right? I said wilderness, oh my God. Accident happened in 322 kilometers and it causes death to 3 of them. So the manner that I carry at that point of time is not correct for that news. In result, your tone sounded cheerful, happy. So therefore, you need to know your stories. You need to know your script much earlier, and you need to prepare yourself, change your manner at that point of time. Okay, we'll talk more about it shortly. Vocabulary, of course, especially when you want to do a live reporting, you need a vocabulary to help you with interviews and so on. A lot of vocabulary is how you want to get it. You need to read a lot of books, you need to read a lot of materials and take notes on unfamiliar words and remember all those. That is the only way that we have to learn. Otherwise, you can stay, you can move, you can shift to America and stay over there for a couple of years and come back. Then it will be easier for you. But how many of us can afford to do that, right? Yeah, some people have the advantages, so therefore, like they are very good performing on the news. But what we can do to be like them, we have all the materials, we have all the access, so why not we use it, okay? Now, body language, this is also carries a very important role. Smiling is also, your face is also your body language. When you smile reading a very upsetting news, that is totally wrong. So you need to switch, you need to change your facial expression immediately. You need to change your hand gestures immediately because you are reading a certain news. Okay, sometimes you need to appear to be very firm. You need to follow the SOP. Okay, or sometimes you need to appear to be very relaxed because you are just introducing some product from Kuku or maybe some product from I don't know, any kind of news which is not so serious. Your body language become much relaxed instead of too serious. So body language speaks louder than the words that you throw. Okay. And the speed, of course, the speed, when we talk about speed, you need to control your speed, not to be too slow, not to be too fast. Now, how are we going to get in between that? So later we talk about it. All right, this is the main training, the techniques and the cycles that you are about to learn. First techniques is tone and manner. We discussed about it much earlier. Okay, you basically know what does it mean by tone and manner. We will dig into it and we will talk about it deeper. Word stress, pitching, border, and speed. So all these 5 techniques, the one that I provided in your workbook, okay, you can utilize this technique, but with a proper guidance. Okay. Now, tone and manner. Let's start with tone and manner. How are you going to ensure that you are using the right tone and the right manner? Now, when you study your script, or when you're at the site, you must know how to identify whether it's a good news or the opposite, not so good news. Okay, in order for you to set your correct tone, in order for you to set your correct manner, you need to identify this first. Is this a good news? Is this not so good news? Now tell me, if it's a good news, what kind of tone that I should be using right now? You tell me. What kind of tone that I should be using? A good news.
Cheerful.
Cheerful, yes. Cheerful tone. Now, then again, it depends on the news. Not too overdoing it. Yes, I know that you get 5 billion allocation given by the government for the teenagers and so on, but you don't have to be overexcited about it because we are professional. But we can put a smile a little bit, not too much until you are you portray yourself like so entertaining and happy as if you get that 1 billion. But it is a good news. So you smile on behalf of the receiver. Okay, a little bit of smile. What about not so good news? There are so many not so good news, like accident earlier. Do you want to put yourself smiling? No. So definitely your tone is changing. What will be the tone for not so good news? Anyone?
Gloomy.
Gloomy? Oh my God. Gloomy sounded so boring, but we are not the one that going to give them a boring news. What should be the right tone? Not too gloomy. If gloomy means it sounds like this.
Desperate.
Prime Minister has given 5 billion ringgit to...
Sympathy.
That is gloomy.
Stress.
That is wrong. We do not want them to feel like, are you the one affected? But what is the right tone now? It is not a good news. The only difference is you just have to change your facial expression. Instead of smiling and using the cheerful tone, now be serious about it and tell your story. Three person died in 325 kilometer due to an accident in between Myvi and Vios. You see, I'm not gloomy about it, but I'm serious about it. But I can tone down a little bit. I can slow down the pace a little bit because this is not so good news. Okay, clearly somebody affected by that. But are we affected by that? No, we're helping you to deliver the news. That's all. Clear? Any questions so far? So far, so good? Not the question session yet. Hold on. Okay, now what about tone of voice? The tone of voice is the character of your brand as expressed through your written words, which is your script. However, it is about what you say is the values in the news and how you say it. How you say it is define your personality. That is why You will never copy other people. At the end of the day, you become you. How you feel about the news. How do you want to deliver it? What do you think if you are the listeners? You need to put yourself on a person's shoes, on the other person's shoes. Okay, you need to have the empathy so that you can act accordingly. You can give them what they want accordingly. So your personality is how you say it. Okay, the values carry from what you say, what is written on your script, but how you say it, that is your personality, your tone. Okay. Now, next stop will be word stress. Look at your script. I want you to turn your workbook page 13. Page 13, last page of your workbook. You have this script. Okay. Do you have page 13? Do you have page 13 with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. That page 13, what is the news? What is the head? Tourism bubble.
New tourism bubbles.
Okay, now, can you see my screen? It was highlighted in red, the fully vaccinating.
Yes.
Okay, I want you to take 1 minute for you to grab your highlighters and identify most important words in each line for 3 paragraphs only. Okay, if you see the script, you have the third and the fourth paragraph is actually separated by the ... but actually it's 1 paragraph. So from paragraph 1, 2, 3 until the word approval, I want you to identify which word is so important that I want to stress out this word when I'm delivering this news or when I'm reporting this news. Take your 1 minute right now. Okay, time check, 10:43. Highlight, use your highlighters. And please let me know if you are done with that. Identify each important words. That is your word stress for you to stress out when you are delivering the news. Because out of how many thousand words, not everything you want to emphasize. Not everything is important to be emphasized. It is an important news because to make it sounds nice, but what is the point that is very important in each line for you to highlight to your viewers? All good? Okay, time's up. Now I'm going to show you the answer. This is not right or wrong answer. Okay, this is what I think or what I feel is important to highlight to the audience. However, you may have a different highlight. You may have a different understanding. You may have a different words that you want to emphasize. You are not wrong, as long as you emphasize the right words. Okay. Now, what happened when you have this word stress highlighted? Can you all hear me now?
Yes, Mr. Ramzan, it's very clear.
Okay, great. Now I'm going to demo in a slow pace. How does it sound when you have the word stress? Now, before the word stress, this way. As we reach the target of fully vaccinating 80% of the adult population, Melaka, Pulau Tioman and Genting Highlands will be the next 3 destinations to be included under the government's domestic tourism bubble initiative. The announcement was made by Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri, who added the 3 destinations were expected to be reopened on October 1st. That is how it sounded without any word stress. Now, what if we put the word stress there? This is going to be like, as we reach a target of fully vaccinating 80% of adult population, Melaka, Pulau Tioman and Genting Highlands will be the next 3 destinations to be included under the government domestic tourism bubble initiative. The announcement was made by Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri, who added the 3 destinations were expected to be reopened on October 1st. Datuk Sri Nancy said the COVID-19 Ministerial Quartet second meeting on Tuesday had agreed on the proposal and the matter will be brought to the Special Committee on Tackling COVID-19 meeting, which will be chaired by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob on Wednesday for approval. You see the difference now? Can you hear the difference? I only want you to hear certain words. I mean, you'll be hearing my words over and over again. Yes, of course, because I'm reading news, I'm not muting myself. But what captured you now? Malacca, Pulau Tioman, Genting Highland. 3 destinations, okay, will be reopened on October 1st, and Wednesday is for the approval. You got me? Okay, now we are going to move forward. Later, I'm going to pick some of you to practice, okay? Because earlier, the pre-assessment, you already heard 3 of your friends read it out without any word stress. Okay, it sounded like what I displayed to you earlier. Next one will be pitching. Okay, now, pitching. Have you seen this before? Have you seen this before?
In hospital.
In hospital. Very good. What is that? Do you know what is that?
Bedeguk.
What is
Heart
bedeguk?
rate.
Bedeguk?
Pulse rate.
This is the heart rhythm, right? You want pulse rate. You want to know whether that person is what? If this is the sign, what happened to that person?
The person is
Still alive.
alive.
Oh,
Still
still
alive.
alive. Very good. So you know that. Okay, what happened when you see this?
Die.
They're going to
Die.
He's
Huh?
dead.
Die.
on the way to
Yeah,
die.
Tapi Yasin.
no more alive, right? No more alive. Okay, have you seen the 50-50 one? The one that alive, not alive, alive, not alive, a little bit of heart rhythm, but not so high heart rhythm, a little bit. Have you seen that before?
That's singing.
Yes.
This is how it looks like.
Oh.
50-50. That is when your friend earlier reads, or maybe some of my demo earlier just read without any intonation, without any word stress, without any pitching, straightforward. Remember earlier, the word stress is going to help you with the first picture to deliver a live announcement. When you put a word stress, you are helping your script to have the pitching up. Then only you have a very interesting point to tell to your audience, okay? Now, what is pitching? Why is it so important? To avoid sounding dull, boring, monotone, unfriendly, or intimidating. Okay, because if I were just reading this news like, and as we reach a target of fully vaccinated, 80% of adult population, Malacca, Pulau Tioman, and Genting Highlands will be the next 3 destinations. It sounded like, you see, even, just because you are not from Malacca, not from Pulau Tioman, it's not from Genting, so you're not happy about it, is it? Because that is my mannerism at that point of time. So it is very important for you to have that word stress, because the pitching will help you, the word stress will help you to bring up the pitching in your delivery. Are we all clear so far? Okay, now which type of pitch that we want to use? Which one? You have 3 types, low, medium, and high. We normally just use a medium pitching, meaning we do not go too low. It's like, and as we reach the target of fully vaccinating 80% of adult population, Malacca, Pulau Tioman, and Genting Highlands. That one is too low. Correct, you have the up and down, but it's too low. But you don't go, and as we reach the target of fully vaccinating 80% of adult population, Malacca, Pulau Tioman, and Genting Highlands. That is overexcited. Okay, we want to use the medium pitching, a normal conversation. Now, you may be reading the script, but the audience must not know that. You are actually delivering the news. So far, so good? Okay, give me the thumbs up emoticon. I want you to do some exercise. Okay, now let's talk about the next one, borders. Look at the red color borders there, next to the committee. Now, I want you to take your red pen. I want you to imagine, as you go through the 3 paragraphs again, when do you want to put a comma? When do you want to put a stop? When you have a comma, you put 1 line. When you have a full stop, you put 2 lines. Okay, so I want you to do that right now. Okay, you may follow my pauses, or you may follow your own pauses. It doesn't matter, because the pauses is very important for you to catch your breath. Okay, the pauses are very important for you to have a proper pauses, a proper place for you to stop in order for the audience to digest your information. Okay, Okay, now, what happened when you have all these pauses? You see, now the rhythm are become different. Let me just demo to you. And as we reach a target of fully vaccinating 80% of the adult population, Melaka, Pulau Tioman and Genting Highlands will be the next 3 destinations to be included under the government domestic tourism bubble initiative. The announcement was made by Tourism, Arts and Culture Minister Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri, who added, Minister, I wrongly there, but it's okay. Okay, who added the 3 destinations were expected to be reopened on October 1st. Datuk Sri Nancy said the COVID-19 Ministerial Quartet second meeting on Tuesday had agreed on the proposal and the matter would be brought to the Special Committee on Tackling COVID-19 meeting, which will be chaired by Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob on Wednesday for approval. You see the rhythm become much fluent, much different compared to just read out the whole sentences. Okay, did everyone get all the pauses? Yes? Yes, no? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, now, I believe your script now become this way. I believe your script now become this way, right? You have all the highlighted one and you have all the comma and the full stop, correct? Yes, okay. Now, before we come to this, let's talk about pacing. How fast you should read. The last one, the speed that we're talking about, yeah? Pacing, how fast you should read. 125 words per minute, and you need to vary your speed to keep audience interested. Now, how do you know it's 125 words? Now, if you want to know your pace within the 125 words per minute, you need to count 125 words, and you need to time yourself with your stopwatch. In 1 minute time, you need to cover this 125 words per minute. But let me tell you something, in the news presentation, it should be much faster than that. However, for the practice purposes, this is the best pace for you to utilize in order for you to deliver the right message across. Okay, not too slow, not too fast, but within 1 minute, you have to cover 125 words per minute if you want to test. Otherwise, you can try this one. It's easier. Okay. Pause at appropriate places to allow audience time to digest message. You can use the punctuation, the one that bordered earlier. When come to comma, one line, you just pause for half second. You can tap once, meaning you have to continue after that. But when come to full stop, you pause for 1 second, tap twice, continue. Tap once, tap once, tap once, tap twice, wait a little longer, and then continue. So half second and 1 second. You can try that in order for you to keep your pace not too fast. And if you are too slow, you need to be able to catch up faster. Okay, but pauses at appropriate place will not disturb the understanding of your audience. Okay, now remember this, when you are too fast, your anxiety will increase the speed that causing you to trip over your words. So do not be too fast and do not be too slow. But when you have your word stress, when you have the pitching, when you have the right speed, then you are good to go. Okay, now look at the all the tips again. Tone and manner, word stress, pitching, borders and speed. I have 5 techniques here, but if you look at it closely, you only have to remember 3 things. The tone and manner, the word stress are helping you with the pitching. Borders are helping you with the speed. So therefore, you need to apply these 3 steps, tone and manner, word stress and borders, in order for you to have all those come together. Okay? Are we all clear so far? Are we all clear so far? Okay, great. Now, I want one volunteer to read this out. About to end the session, I need one volunteer right now to read your news.
Do we need read this on the screen one?
You can use your own script or you can follow mine, the one on the screen. I leave it to you because you've already prepared your script. I believe you can use your script. Now, who is that? Who is that? Okay, how about I take the first volunteer earlier, Lavinia, was it? I want you to read your news right now. Was it Lavinia, the first one? During the pre-assessment?
Yeah.
Okay, Lavinia, can you read the news again? This news, according to your word stress, according to your borders. I'm going to cue you with the same method, 3, 2, 1, and cue. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Lavinia. 3, 2, 1, cue.
And as we reach the target of fully vaccinated 80% of adult population, Melaka, Pulau Tiaman, and Genting Highlands will be the next 3 destinations to be included under the government's domestic tourist bubble initiative. The announcement was made by Tourist Arts and Culture Minister Dato Sri Nancy Shukri, who added that 3 destinations were expected to be sorry.
It's okay, continue. Reopen.
I'll start over for the second paragraph. The announcement was made by Tourist Arts and Culture Minister Dato Sri Nancy Shukri, who added that 3 destinations were expected to be reopened on October 1st. Dato Sri Nancy said the COVID-19 Ministerial Quarter second meeting on Tuesday had agreed on the proposal and the matter would be brought to the Special Committee on Tackling COVID-19 meeting, which will...
Okay, Lavinia.
Yeah.
Lavinia, your process is fantastic. Okay, when come to the 2 lines, you break a little bit longer, which is about 1 second, which is good. But however, I want you to try again. When come to the highlighted words, I want you to express it a little bit more. Example this way, I guide you and you follow me after that, right? Okay, this way. And as we reach a target of fully vaccinating 80% of the adult population, Melaka, Pulau Tioman, and Genting Highlands will be the next 3 destinations to be included under the government domestic tourism bubble initiative. Can you do that?
All right, I'll try.
Earlier, you followed exactly the pauses. Very good, fantastic. Now, I want you to practice on your pitching now. The word stress need to be stressed out. Okay, read the first paragraph. 3, 2, 1, cue.
And as we reach the target of fully vaccinating 80%.
Fully vaccinating, one more time. Fully vaccinating. Okay, one more time.
Yeah, okay.
Cue.
And as we reach the target of fully vaccinating 80% of adult population, Melaka, Pulau Tiaman, and Genting Highlands will be the next.
Come to Melaka, you say Melaka, Pulau Tioman, and Genting Highlands. Make it a little bit more dramatic. I want you to stress out that words. I want you to hear the different. Okay, one more time. As we reach.
And as we reach the target of fully vaccinating 80% of the adult population, Melaka, Pulau Tiaman, and Genting Highlands will be the next 3 destinations to be included under the government's domestic tourist bubble initiative.
Continue.
The announcement was made by Tourist Arts and Culture Minister Dato Sri Nancy Shukri, who added the 3 destinations we expected to be reopened on October 1st.
Reopened on October 1st. Full stop.
October 1st.
On October 1st. Emphasize that. Okay, next paragraph, last one.
Dato Sri Nancy said that COVID-19 Ministerial Quarter second meeting on Tuesday had agreed on proposal and matter would be brought to the Special Committee on Tackling COVID-19 meeting, which will be chaired by Prime Minister Dato Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob on Wednesday for approval.
You did very much better compared to earlier. You see?
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
I know the fumble, the certain words that which is incorrect because you don't have much time to prepare. However, you deliver it correctly according to the technique. That is what I want. That is what we want to hear, as long as the message come across correctly. But of course, starting from today, you will definitely start to practice with all those techniques, correct your words, correct your pronunciation. You will be better on the semi-final. You are the lucky one today, Lavinia, because, sorry, your name is Lavinia, right? Lavinia.
Yeah, Lavinia, correct.
You are the lucky person because I'm sorry we don't have much time because of the time frame. Now it's already time check 11 o'clock. Bear with me a little bit more that I'm going to share with you some more tips, just a little bit more. Okay, maybe another 15 more minutes. Is that okay with our management? Is it okay?
I think yes, Mr. Ramzan,
Okay.
because the next session will start at 11:30.
11:30. Okay, I'm going to take about 15 minutes more. But thank you so much, Lavinia. Now that you know how Lavinia read earlier, compared to the pre-assessment is much more better. Do you agree
Thank
with
you
me,
very
Lavinia?
much, sir, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you. I should thank you.
Not a problem, Lavinia. I wish that I can do all this with all of you. But unfortunately, not today. Maybe some other time, you will invite me to your polytechnic and I'll be there to coach you one by one in person. Okay. Now, a few more tips that before we end the session is the body language tips. Okay, look at the postures when you want to deliver your news or when you want to appear to be on the public or maybe in the public, maybe live, maybe on TV. It doesn't matter, right? When you are standing, you need to stand up straight, your shoulders back and relax. Okay, I'm going to have a picture to show you. Look at this lady here in red. She's wearing a long pants, but the way she stands, she put her hand in front because it's very open. I'm not putting my hand at the back. So therefore, I'm portraying to you that I'm a very pleasant person. The way I hold my fingers, the way I smile, the way I present myself with a very beautiful outfit, and the way I stand. I don't open the gap in between my leg. For ladies, take note of this because your legs must not be showing your Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean, right? When you are putting your legs apart, you'll be showing the one in between there. It is not nice. Okay, look at the other lady. If you need to be frontal version and you do not want to put one leg in front, you can put together, but close the gap. She's wearing the skirt and it still looks presentable, still look nice. Okay, these are a few tips that you need to take note, especially for the ladies. What about the guys? Now look at the gentleman here. He can actually put his legs a gap a little bit because it would have been nice for a man to close the legs or cross the legs on the other side. Am I right or not? Am I right? Yeah, so therefore, the right way of standing, because of the stability, you can put one leg in front, one leg at the back. So therefore, you have a good posture standing this way. For the lady next to him, okay, even though she's wearing a pants as well, but she crossed her legs, you only see one shade there. It is not the Eiffel Tower or the gap in between. You got what I mean? This is a standing version. Okay, what about facial expression? Look at him. Okay, he's so serious because this is a breaking news. This is about COVID-19. This is about the latest cases, increases. So I'm going to tell you this news right now. Should I be smiling? No, not necessary. Okay, what about another newscaster? Look at the lady here. Okay, very serious, very calm, very convincing. She lowered down her eye level a little bit like chin down to show that maybe she's telling you something which is a good information that you need to take note. Okay, I'm not smiling at all, but I am still pleasantly telling you these are the SOPs needed to be followed. So study the facial expression. What about this guy? See, he is reporting a resale sales plunge by the record due to COVID-19. The graph is going down. However, was he laughing? No. Was he like showing very upset facial expression because of the graph going down? Not. He probably showed some empathy over there, but not smiling face, but a pleasant face, just giving you some kind of information about the retail sales. Okay, and this guy over here, this man, very experienced man, probably they leave you with some kind of a very serious matter. Probably at the end he said, think about it. You want to be safe or you want to throw outside yourself to the COVID-19 situation? Think. See, leaving the audience to think that kind of facial expression. All that speaks louder than the word itself. Your body language speaks louder than the words. You see, by just looking at the facial expression, we kind of like can guess what is the person is saying because your body language plays a very big role. Look at her. She's so pretty. Am I right? I selected all these pictures not just randomly take from the internet. No. I have a reason why I put this on the slide here today. Look at her. She's so pretty. I believe all of you looking at this newscast, oh my God, she's so pretty. I want to be like her. But look at how she carry herself. It is not about me being pretty here. I have something that I need to tell you. I have some message that you need to listen to me. Well, all this makeup put on me, all this setup put on me is just an additional thing. It's just a bonus because I know you want to see me with this kind of look. This is the audience expectation. Can she come on the set with the ponytail without any makeup? Do you think you want to watch her? You don't, right? But however, the way she appear, she doesn't care about it, but I want you to listen to me. So it took every single thing, but the way she delivers something with her look, with her preparation, look at her, very professional. And not necessarily beauty is one of the good factor or one of the contribution factor. No. Look at the rest of them. Look at the picture that I'm about to share with all of you. Look at them. Are they all Miss World? No, but they are pleasantly smiling, pleasantly looking, preparing with a nice outfit. This is the expectation. So therefore, you give it to them. It can be achieved. They want us to appear to be very professional. We give it to them. They want us to have a very positive body language. We give it to them. They want a little bit of smile. We give it to them because this is the expectation. However, look at the lady in blue down there, coronavirus pandemic. Look at her. She was like seriously, shockingly present to you. Probably to me, she was like telling you the number of the cases increases by 90% over the night. That kind of facial expression, am I right? You need to learn how to do that. And look at her partner. She is supporting what she is saying. She's not just ignoring her. She look at you, but supporting, yes, like some kind of like nodded and yes, that's right. Unspoken voices are showing through her facial expression. Yes, that's right. You should take note of that. You should be worried about it right now. Do you get what I mean, guys? Okay, great. Look at this here. This is another facial expression that you can learn from. It is not necessarily we are faking it. We are telling them the truth. We are giving them the real news. That is why this looks very pleasant and natural. Why? Because we're throwing them our real feeling according to the news that we are delivering. Okay? When you are faking it, sometimes you do it wrongly. And it's shown in your facial expression. Look at this. When you are doing the talk show, you are more freely moving your hand, interviewing people, using this kind of gestures, putting your fingers that way is fine. But when it comes to news, you do not want to be so animated because it can disturb the viewers, right? Wearing the dangling earring that can also disturb the viewer's attention. All this will take into consideration. You see, look at their accessories. A very simple necklace on the lady in peach color down there, right or not? Some of the ladies not even wearing any accessories. Because why? Because all this will take into consideration not to disturb or interrupt the message that we want to deliver. What is more important is my instrument here, my voice here that comes from the diaphragm inside of me, not just my outer look. But my outer look is to cater to your expectation. Okay? All right, the good posture when you are sitting down, poor sitting postures, slouch, correct sitting postures, I've taught you earlier. And if you are standing, make sure for ladies, close the gap. Okay, for men, you can either open up a little bit, 1 foot in front, 1 foot at the back. Ladies can do the same as long as you close the gap, but you need to be able to be ready. Okay, chin up a little bit, not too high. If you are too high, you are snobbish. If you are too low, you are like scared. You need to be open. You need to be ready. You need to open up your hand. A good body language, because I'm about to share with you. The news is about something is important that you need to know. You see, when you are gossiping with your friend, I can give you a normal example. When you're gossiping to your friend, hey, come. I want to tell you something. Hey, what is that? No. Listen. Everybody is waiting for you to tell that secret. Same thing as the news. We are telling them the biggest secret now. What is the secret? Yes, the latest case of the pandemic. What is it? I'm about to show you the data. Listen to me. What is that? You know, Selangor, you know, Sarawak, you know, Selangor now reduced by 30%. And you know, the vaccination already reaches 90%. You know what does that mean? What? The audience say what? That means the border will be open soon. You see? You give all those expression, but in a professional way. To your friend, never mind. You can do that. Whispers, you can do all those animation. But to your audience professionally, you tell them in a very good emotions. Okay? Now, just to recap a little bit before we end, pronounce the words clearly, articulate, and the word stress are very important. How you want to do it, you need to study your script, you need to apply all the techniques that I taught you, and you need to ensure that you practice. Pitching is important to deliver a live news, and your pacing to ensure that you are on the correct speed, not too fast, not too slow. Too slow will be boring, too fast, people don't understand. Oh, sorry, I used the American slang, too fast. No, too fast. Okay, pauses is for you to take a breath, for you to breathe, and be mindful when you take a breath. When you are breathing, you do not want the audience to hear you breathing. It's like you are not settled. So how are you going to do that? You need to slow down a little bit. You know, play with your emotion. At the same time, you are actually not telling them, you are catching up with your breath, because there's so many things that I'm about to tell you. Okay? And your intonation, whether you want to use a friendly and cheerful tone. If you are friendly, not too friendly unless you are doing the talk show. Okay? No accent. And the most important one is to read with appropriate emotion. Put a smile on your face. It will put a smile in your voice. Is she beautiful? It could be you one day, right? It could be you standing over there, right? Pleasantly looking reporters one day made it through to become a newscasters like Zaira, like Intan Ezrina. I don't have any background on reporting, but I'm in the news for almost 10 years. These great opportunities make me learn a lot about media, about entertainment, about news. So I'm a living proof that I can tell you, I may not have the mass comm background. I may not study in hotel management. Where did I put myself? I throw myself in the hotel. Among the 30% that I mentioned to you, I'm the first one to get out, to go out from the training, to be on the, if you know about hotel, okay? And I don't have any background in studies, in mass comm. I have business marketing, but I made it through in media. Why? It is because of the effort. It is because of the willingness. If you want it, you work for it. When are you going to start? Right now. Okay? Right now. Before I leave you, I have a few things that I want to say. In order to be successful, you need to behave like a successful person. What is the trait to become successful? Look at the reporter on my screen right now. In order to be pretty like her, what do you think the effort that she put? Do you think she put a little bit of makeup? Do you think she exercised regularly? Do you think she combed her hair perfectly that suit her outlook? That is all effort. She was not born this way. She practiced, she put an effort, and she become like this. You need to study your idol. You need to study what you want. You need to set a goal in everyday life. Weekly goal, yearly goal, monthly goal, yearly goal, life goal. And whether you achieve it or not, you surely achieve something along the way. That one is not a problem. Whether I achieve or not, it doesn't matter. But if you want it, you will get it. With that, I would like to say thank you and end my session today. And if it's allowed by the host or by our management, if it's allowed for you to allocate some more time for them to ask questions, I'm willing to stay on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramzan.
Yes.
All right, we'll go ahead and take some time for questions now. Maybe a few questions before we end the session. All right,
Did I
here in
stop
the
sharing already? Did I stop sharing?
yes.
Okay, great. Because I do not want to have any interruption in between. Okay.
All right,
All
over
right.
here we have a question in the chat box. Nivan asked.
How about? Okay. What is that? What is that question?
Okay, is it okay to have bang style hairstyle for ladies?
What style?
Bang style hairstyle for ladies. Bang, B-A-N-G, bang style.
Bang. You mean the fringe? You mean the fringe in front? Is that?
Yes,
Is that what you mean?
I think so. Yes.
It really depends on the station because if you ask me on how you will appear on the television, some station are really particular about your hair. But most in general, they want your hair length will be just at your shoulder or slightly below your shoulder, not longer than that, because you need to appear to be presentable. Okay, if it's too long, you appear to be like an artist or internet or maybe entertainment line. Okay, but most of people that I know in the news, they won't have any fringe or bang style. Why? Because they want it to be very professional appearance. So I don't think it's appropriate, but then again, it is depend on the station. Okay, but to me, it is not appropriate. You need to show maybe a little bit of style, maybe back comb, maybe a little bit of high up on the hairstyle. For men, definitely you need to shave. Definitely you need to have a very neat hairstyle. I cannot be presenting the news with the long hair. You won't believe me because you think, hey, who is this guy? Is this Mud Rock Kappa or something? Right or not? Okay, you need to appear to be very professional in terms of your outer look. Okay, for ladies, I don't think that's the best outlook for professional. Anything else?
All right. Thank you very
Josh?
much, Mr. Ramzan.
No problem.
I think for time being, we do not have any more question in the chat box.
But Dash raised her hand.
Yes,
Okay, Dash, you
yes,
can
Dash
mute
raised the
yourself.
hand.
We cannot hear you.
Dash, could you please unmute?
Yes. Hi, sir. I'm Hema Dashni from Polytechnic Northamptonshire.
Yes.
I would like to ask how to know if political issues kind of news is a good news or not so good news. Like recently, our ex-prime minister resigned his post, right? Is it a good news or not so good news?
Okay, what do you think? I wanna throw this question to you because since you are a reporter right now, you are the newsreader. I want to ask you, do you think that is a good news when you are mentioning someone resigned from their position?
To me, it's a moderate kind of good news.
Moderate kind of good news, yes, because it depends. It really depends on the situation, right? It could be not so good because he lost his election. It could be. When come to losses, you do not be smiling. Otherwise, you seems to be like smirking. That situation is like serve you right. You do not want to have that kind of body language, right? But if he lost, you just have to act naturally and have a little bit of empathy because you definitely feel for him. As I mentioned, it is not about us 100%. It is also about that person. So whether you like that person or not comes back to humanity. We are neutral, okay? Unless you are telling me you are in the entertainment. Entertainment is different. Okay, we're talking about the news per se because this, right? So if you ask me, just moderate. If he lost, show some empathy. If let's say by force, show some empathy as well. So meaning to say that you do not be too cheerful about it. You just have to read out slowly and acknowledging that you have served the country previously. Yeah, okay. In every bad things or bad side of a person, there will surely have the good side of a person. Always look for the good side, then you will be safe. But if you focus more on the negative side, you will tend to be negative. Okay? Maybe one more before we end.
All right, Mr. Ramzan, one last question. Okay, this was asked by anyone as well. Okay, will a person with serious breakout face be accepted to be a news presenter?
Oh, wow. Breakout. You have a breakout. Must you do something about it? Must you do something about it or not? Do you think it's pleasant when people can see your condition? You need to get treatment. If you need to do that, you have to do that. Whether you are accepted or already been accepted is another story. Like me, I can share with you my experience. When I joined, my skin was flawless, but after 3 years, well, flawless, confident. After 3 years, I experienced these terrible breakouts on my skin because of I think maybe because of the product that they use on my face. So within that 2 weeks, I have to get a good treatment. They injected the proper medication on my face in order for me to improve my skin. So if I don't care about it, just leave it lah. I'm already a newscaster. Why should I worry? But should I be worried? Yes, I should be worried because you know your appearance is number one here. You know that people want to see that. It comes back to the preparation before you go for your news, before you go for your reporting, before you go for anywhere. Right, interview. What do you prepare? You want to look good, right? So if you need to be treated because of certain condition, you need to. You do something about it. Can it be achieved? Can. With the proper treatment, yes. I hope that answered your question, yeah? It comes back to your personality or your disciplines and so on. Okay?
Okay, Mr. Ramzan, thank you very much.
Thank you
It
so
looks
much.
like we have covered all the questions. Anything else you would like to cover before we end the session?
Oh, I just wish that I can have longer session with all of you because it gets so interesting, and I believe that most of the participants are hoping the same, right? Never mind. Probably in the future we're going to have more session, probably. Okay, and I think I've covered most of the important part in the delivering. Okay, when it comes to the voice projection, I've shared with you the important exercise, the one that we do it every day, and I just want you to put into practice starting from now. Okay, starting from tonight. The more practice you do, the more practice you prepare yourself, the more you do it, the better you will become. Okay, if you just practice one day, day before 21st of October, then the result is only one day practice. If you practice twice a day, one day practice, you get the result for twice a day practice. If you practice 3, 4, 5, 30 times a day, 1 hour, 3 hours, 2 hours a day, the result on the 21st will be the practice that you spend time with. How much of investment of the time that you put into practice, the result going to show. So I want you to prepare yourself and use all the techniques. And I believe some of the lecturers here can also guide them. And if you need to contact me, I believe I'll be joining your Telegram, right? Amiga, Telegram soon, I think. So if I have a chance, I'm going to answer all your questions over there. Okay? So that's all. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ramzan. Could all of you please turn on your camera? We're going to have a photo session now.
Wow.
I don't have any good internet.
All right, ready everyone? Sorry, we are facing some technical difficulties over here.
Problems.
All right, ready? All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's have one more. All right, 3. All right, casual. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ramzan.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your volunteer earlier. And I really love this session, and I just hope one day I can meet you guys in person. Okay, so you do your best and stay safe. Until then, I see you on the 21st. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramzan. It was indeed a very fruitful session.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
All right, thank you.
Okay, enjoy your next session. Goodbye.
All right,
Goodbye, sir.
Dear participants, we'll go for a 5 minutes break before we start with our next session with Miss Azrina. All right, we'll take a 5 minutes break now.